Hey, read through the word. Today is June 26th, and today's lesson is called Listen. So here we are in Hosea, and I think I put it into old. I don't know if it was last year or year before, where we discussed the children being not my people, you are my people, and their names. The children, well, let's say the children of Gomer, because we discussed that too, that it doesn't say they're all Hoseas. But right here, we're going to look at what's going on and what he's saying. So, in verses 1 through 6 of chapter 4 of Hosea, it says this. Hear the word of the Lord, O people of Israel. The Lord has brought charges against you, saying, there is no faithfulness, no kindness, no knowledge of God in your land. You make vows and break them. You kill and steal and commit adultery. There's violence everywhere. One murder after another. That's why your land is in mourning and everyone is wasting away. Even the wild animals, the birds of the sky, and the fish of the sea are also disappearing. Don't point your finger at someone else and try to pass the blame. My complaint, you priests, is with you. So you will stumble in the broad daylight, and your false prophets will fall with you in the night. And I will destroy Israel, your mother. My people are being destroyed because they don't know me. Since you priests refuse to know me, I will refuse to recognize you as my priest. Since you've forgotten the laws of your God, I will forget to bless your children. Okay, let's take a look at this. Now, that hear the word of Lord, O Israel, would be, it would be like me grabbing you by the shoulders and shaking you and saying, listen. The first verse begins with a command. It's an imperative. So, between in the intertestamental period, between the Old Testament and the New Testament, because of the rise of the Greek language, the Old Testament will be translated into Greek. That Greek translation is called the Septuagint. So, now I'm gonna turn into a grammar teacher, but not in English, in Greek. Okay, so when it's translated, that Greek in the Septuagint, it is called an aorist imperative. We're having summer school, people. An aorist imperative in Greek, which means it calls for a specific, definite, decisive choice, often expressing a note of urgency. So it is, listen. God's getting their attention. Hear, O Israel. Listen, hear my command. Listen to me. This is your problem. You don't get it right, there's trouble coming. The Lord is given a very, very, very strong command to listen. Listen. And then what God does is God makes his case against a faithless people. And they are guilty. They have openly rejected the word of God. Now, you might know the translation of verse 6. It says, my people are being destroyed because they don't know me. You might know it as, my people will perish for lack of knowledge. that's, that's the other translation. So I think that's ESV. My people are being destroyed because they don't know me. My people are being destroyed for lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge doesn't, so let's take a look at what that phrase means. That phrase does not mean ignorance. It means apathy. They know, they don't care. They don't care. It is, they don't see a reason why. Why should I listen to God? This is much, we're going to make this step right here into application with this. This is much our modern world. Think of this now. So it says, they knew the word of God. They just don't care to read it. They knew it was out there. They knew, and it is one of those, they know of God, but they don't know Him. And it is so today. The Bible. Think about what we're doing right here. The Bible is accessible more now than ever in time. But does our modern world look like it? His people perish for a lack of knowledge. They don't care. Even those who are in the church. I use that loosely. Where we want it's the dangers of the prosperity gospel. We want the blessings of God without having to know Him. We want Him to do stuff for us, the great Santa Claus in the sky. But we really don't want to hear from Him. We just want, I gotta sneeze. We want our life to go right. I mean, we are so, this time period, excuse me, we want everything to go right, and we want comfortable lives, but we don't want to be called out on sin, and we don't want to be held responsible for anything, so we just pretend like we don't know. It's not true. Do we listen? How do we listen? Do we listen to the Word of God? How do we approach the Word of God? Do we realize that whenever the Bible speaks, it's God speaking? There aren't, there aren't more important words than the Bible than any other. They're all, excuse me, they're all the Word of God. I had a student that got a new study Bible, and she was showing it to me, and she said, I was just sort of, is it okay that the words of Jesus aren't in red? And I said, Jesus is the Word. Every single word is His. So it's okay. Do we approach the Word like that? Do we think that only Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John matter? Or that the New Testament matters and the Old Testament doesn't matter? Whenever the Bible speaks, it's God speaking. That's the power. It's alive and active. It's the power of the Word of God. We need to remember that it's not enough to know about God. If we read these but if we read these accounts and we don't ever enter into a relationship with Him, we know about Him. We just don't know Him. We need to know God, and we need to make sure that we know Him. 2 Corinthians 13:5 says this. Test yourselves to see if you're in the faith. Examine yourselves. Or do you not recognize this about yourselves, that Jesus Christ is in you, unless indeed you fail the test? We're supposed to check. Do we know Him? Because if we don't, I think I have my students tell me that this verse right, these verses right here really, really scare them. It's the difference between knowing about God and knowing Him. Matthew 7:21 through 23. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven will enter. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? And in your name cast out demons? And in your name perform many miracles? And I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. In Hosea's time, God's own people were not faithful to God. In Hosea's time, his own people were not loyal to God. In Hosea's time, God's own people did not know God, but they claimed his name. What about those who claim the name of Christ today? Do we really know him? Y'all have heard me give my testimony that the first time I went to a ladies' Bible study, I would have been in my late 20s. And I'm 51. So, 25 years ago. Wow, Lord, you're good. 25 years ago, I went to a Bible study. And it was video driven. And I thought, I need to get serious about this. And I went back to my car and sat there and cried. Because the ladies in that room talked about, and the Jesus I saw a lady on the screen talk about, I didn't know that Jesus. I knew about him. I didn't know him. And it changed my life. So, if we're in the Word just to know more and don't come to know him, we've missed the point. Listen. We all need to. See you next time on Read Through the Word.